Okay, now I said that some nouns can be countable or uncountable, and one of them is education, because you can say an education, and we do sometimes. For example, he got a good education, yeah, when he was living in, I don't know, Paris. Yeah, he got a good education at the Sorbonne or something like that. An education is countable, and I want you to see that when we say an education, we mean a particular process of learning at a particular school or at a particular university. Yeah, it's countable because everyone has an education. And what I mean is, well, not everybody actually, that's not true, but 99.9% of people have some kind of education. They have an education. They have a process where they go to school and then to university, maybe just school, but it's still an education. Okay, and so an education is like someone's learning process. You know, it's something that belongs to someone, and it's the period of time that they spend at school and at university learning something. Education, without an article, is the general process of learning. This is a much wider word that refers to any process of education. It refers to all the little an educations put together. Yeah, it's the general process of learning. Now, let me give you examples, because obviously that can be quite confusing, how I've just explained it. But I hope that this shows you what I mean, and I hope you see when we do it again, because we've got it, for example, here and here. The politician, you know, for me, when I hear this sentence, I can really hear the difference, by the way, guys. I really can. Listen to this. The politician promises to spend more on education. I understand that that means the politician has campaigned in favour of more money for education. And he means all education, any education, I mean, in that country, I assume, but he means all and any education. Compare that with the politician decided to splash out on, and splash out on is difficult phrasal verb. Sorry guys, sometimes I do include quite difficult phrasal verbs. Splash out on means to spend money happily and willingly. You know, it's when you spend money with a smile on your face, and it means spend a lot of money. So if you splash out on a new car, you buy a new car. If you splash out on a holiday in the Caribbean, yeah, something like that, you spend a lot of money, but you love it because it's on a lovely holiday for yourself. And so the politician decided to splash out on an education for his grandkids. Notice that, or maybe grandchild works better, because an education, I'll change that actually, on his grandchild. And so I hope you can see that the second version, he splashed out on an education for his grandchild. That just means paying for the education of his child. And so it means the time that the child is, or grandchild, at school. Yeah, that's what it is. And education is time at school and at university. Education is everything. And so if you are a teacher, or maybe you want to become a teacher, you probably have to study education at university in order to pass some kind of exam, so you have a qualification to work in education. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now, note well, I think this is really important and very rarely said, but note well that many countable nouns become uncountable, and a really obvious example is bed. A bed, the object, is countable, 100% a bed. I have bought a bed from IKEA, for example.